Washington Wizards have swept the Minnesota Timberwolves and they come out with a big win, 132 to 114. Six guys in double figures and 72 points in the paint. And Deni Avdija with one too small celebration on a tough finish. We're going to break down this game and talk about the Wizards' big win. Let's get started.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get podcasts. All right, D. So the Wizards, they got skunked by the Celtics. But how did you see them bounce back and get this win against the Timberwolves tonight?
They played hard. They fought. They had a fight with Karl Anthony Towns. He was giving it to him, but that's always a tough matchup. Cat's a really good player. But for the most part, what I really liked is they defended the three-point line well. You know, the Timberwolves only shot 34% from the three-point line. They held Anthony Edwards, who can get hot, to only 1 for 6. Cat, who says he's the best shooting big, only 2 for 8. D'Lo, 2 for 6. So them defending the three-point line, I was really impressed with that. And also them moving the ball. Defending the three-point line and them moving the ball were my main takeaways. I mean, look at guys like Ish Smith, 14 assists. Tomas Satoransky doing his usual 7 assists. Deni with 5, Rui with 4. I mean, KCP with 3. Everybody's just moving the ball around. Even Gav got 3. So you love to see that. They had 38 assists to the Timberwolves' 27 assists. And they shot 43% from the three-point line and held the Timberwolves to 34% from the three-point line. So I think those two things right there were huge in this game. Moving the ball and defending the three-point line.
Yeah, like you said, everybody eats. I thought Tomas set the tone. Ish set the tone tonight with 14 assists. It's distributing the ball. The pick and roll was unstoppable. Him and Daniel Gafford every time down the floor. It was either alley-oop or a dunk by Daniel Gafford. And like you said earlier, I mean, how many assists? 38 assists, a season high. That's just off the charts there. They shot the three ball well, 13 for 30, 43% from the three. And young guys stepped up. The bench stepped up as well. Deni coming off the bench, Ish coming off the bench. I thought Porzingis played well tonight, 25 points. They took advantage, and they had 72 points in the paint, which is crazy as well, compared to the Timberwolves' 42. And they imposed their will. Porzingis and Gafford playing at the same time. I thought that was a huge push to jumpstart in that lead, finishing around the rim, protecting the paint. I thought they did. You know, Karl Anthony Towns got his, but for the most part, like you brought up, Deni got in Karl Towns' head. You know, Karl Towns tried to trip up Deni. That's how mad Karl Towns got. Deni blocked a shot, and Porzingis, I think Gafford was there at the same time blocking a shot. So it just showed the length that the Wizards could have potentially for next year. You know, having a lineup with Kuz, Rui, Deni. I mean, probably not all those guys at the same time, but you can just interchange. You know, Porzingis, Gaff. It's just so many guys that are 6'8", 6'9", or taller that they can play together. Sato being 6'7", being a 6'7" point guard. Even KCP being 6'5", Bradley Beal being 6'4". They can have a team of long wingspans that can defend. So that does give optimism to next year. I know about the whole lottery odds and whatnot, but if the young guys are playing well, I'm fine with the win. It is what it is. And this is something they can definitely build momentum off of. And the Timberwolves, they're a playoff team. They're definitely not a slouch. Going into Minnesota is not an easy win. 6 guys in double figures. I thought this was a great bounce back game and a totally night and day type of game from that Boston game.
Yeah, and another thing is they dominated on the boards. I mean, they won the rebounding battle 52 to 38. So, I mean, defending the three-point line, they shot the three ball decently well. They moved the ball around. I mean, they won the game in some key categories there. And then that fourth quarter, they really took off. After the first quarter, really, which the Timberwolves won 35 to 38, the Wizards, they took every other quarter. Second quarter, they won. Third quarter, they won. Fourth quarter, they won. I mean, they really, I feel like, just were clicking on all cylinders. And it's just a little upsetting that it took so long for certain moves to be made and for them to play like this now that the play-in is out of the picture and we're going into the off season. But looking at the glass half full, you're looking into next season, you're seeing some things that you can build on. Satoransky looks like he's a keeper. Ish, if he continues to play like this, it looks like he could be a nice guy off the bench. Deni's developing, Corey's developing, Rui's developing. KP has been hooping consistently since he's gotten to DC. So Gaff and Porzingis combined on the court at the same time. So they're figuring some things out. A little too late, but for next season, it's good that they're figuring it out now. Better late than never. How about that?
Right. Yeah. How about Daniel Gafford developing and putting the ball on the floor from the 3-point line, getting the and one? We saw different things tonight. Guys working on their game, developing and winning at the same time. Like you said, Wes, Neto got a DNP, Thomas Bryant got a DNP, Anthony Gill got a DNP. Wes made some adjustments, and I thought, Neto, he should have changed Saddle for Neto 10 games ago, and then they possibly could have made the plan, but it's a learning experience for Wes too. He is a rookie head coach. So hopefully this can continue into next season. But we're going to get into, out of the 3 young guys, they played really well. This is going to be a tough one where some games it's kind of like you already know which of the 3 young guys played the best. I guess we'll throw Daniel Gafford in the mix too of the young core since he's only 23. But before we do get into that, this episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company that gives you the features of $200 sunglasses for a fraction of the price. That means polarized lenses, well-constructed durable frames, and premium high-end finishes. Also something you won't find anywhere else is Shady Rays' insane protection program. Shady Rays includes lost and broken protection on every pair. They will send you a brand new pair if you lose them, no matter what happened. Give them a try, and if you don't love them, you'll pay nothing. It's as simple as that. Plus 10 meals are donated to fight hunger in America when you shop with Shady Rays. Exclusively for our listeners, head to shadyrays.com and use code LOCKEDON to get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. That's code LOCKEDON for their best deal of the season. 50% off 2 or more pairs of Shady Rays sunglasses, backed by over 150,000 verified star reviews. Thank you for making Locked On Wizards your first listen. For your next listen, check out the Locked On Now podcast, nightly recaps of every NBA game with analysis from our local experts. It's free and available wherever you get podcasts. All right, so the young guys, I guess we can include Gaff in there too. Who do you think played the best out of Gaff, Rui, Kispert, and Deni tonight?
I'll stick with the original 3 that we usually do. So, because I want to give it to Deni. I don't know if I throw Gaff in there. He had the career high and whatnot, but I feel like I haven't given it to Deni yet. I want to give it to Deni. I like the confidence. I like the too small. I like the blocking Anthony Towns at the rim. He had a good game. He had a good game. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. All-around performance from him. He was 2 for 7 for the 3-point line, but at the end of the day, and I say this every time with every young guy, I want to see it be consistent. The talent's there with Deni. Same when I say with Corey and with Rui, the talent's there. We all know that. We just want to see it consistently. And so far, Deni, as of late, has been playing consistently well. So, and this is great to see going into what will be his year 3 season, I believe, next season. So keep it up, Deni, man. Keep it up. Definitely. I'm going to go with him tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you too. Out of the 3 guys, we'll take Gafford out because, like, I haven't really picked Deni much either out of the young 3, but this was we have a few times here and there, but yeah, he had another 5-5-5 game, and that's Draymond Green-esque. He didn't play like Draymond Green, but that's just something. It's hard. It's not easy to get a 5-5-5. It's not easy to get a triple-double, but it's not easy to get a 5-5-5 either. So you can't sleep on that. But 17 points, 5 assists, 8 boards, hit 2 threes. He went to the right a lot. Still has to work on his left hand. That's something that we're going to look for in the off season and going into next season. But defensively too, he's guarding point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, guarding Karl Anthony Towns a couple times, Anthony Edwards a couple times, D'Angelo Russell. That was a huge block on Karl Towns. That was a momentum changer, and that kind of put the nail in the coffin, kind of like an early dagger. getting in his head. We need guys to play like dogs, like Bradley Bill said, the assistant GM. And like you brought up, the too small. That's something we wanted. He used his body. He was physical, finished around the rim. He's starting to finish a little bit better. He still did miss one or two layups that I saw. There was one where he like held the ball really high and then he like finger rolled it and missed it. But yeah, I thought he finished solid around the rim and he played like a dog. He played like he had some dog in him. So that's what I want to see from him
Mm-hmm.
on a nightly basis. But the other guys, yeah, Corey Kispert, 5 for 10, 3 for 6 from the three. And Rui played 21 points, 3 for 4 from the three, knocked down some shots, got to the basket. I just want to see him stop going for pump fakes. There was one time where he had a Garrison Matthews-esque where he tackled, I can't remember who he tackled, but he just has to stop going for pump fakes and just play better defensively. That's what I want to see from Rui. But other than that, I thought all three young guys played really well tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think all three of the youngins, they played well. Rui 21, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. 3 for 4 from the 3-point line, continues to shoot the 3 ball well. Kispert 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 6 from the 3-point line, 6 rebounds and assists still in there, 13 points. So I mean, they're all doing different things as well. They're all doing more than just stacking the stat sheet in one specific category. They're getting some rebounds here, they're getting some assists here, they're getting a block where still there. So it's nice to see them filling out the stat sheet in these games to end. So if we're looking for something positive to end the season with, outside of that Celtics game, they've been showing us something, and West seems to be figuring it out. And like I just said, better late than never. So at least he's figuring out something that he can go into next season knowing how to work it right off the rip.
Right. Yeah, it's growing pains. It's growing pains. But yeah, we're gonna get to our player of the game and X Factor. There's a lot of guys that played well tonight. It was all around effort, and then we're gonna get to some of you guys' comments. We see you guys in the comments, but before we get to that, we got a quick word from D.
Yes, we do. We have a message from our friends over at Built Bar. Have you tried the Puffs? If you haven't, you're missing out on one of Built Bar's best tasting bars. Puffs are the first ever protein infused marshmallow. They're fluffy, they're marshmallowy, they're not just a protein bar, they're a treat, and they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors: yummy cinnamony churro, coconut marshmallow, banana cream pie. So good, these are going to be your new favorite. All Built Bars are covered in 100% real chocolate. Yes, Puffs included. 100% real chocolate. Low calorie, high protein. Replace your candy bars with these. They are better. A typical candy bar can be anywhere from 2 to 300 calories. Go to built.com and scroll down to the macros chart. You'll be blown away. High protein, low calorie, high fiber, low carb. Most Built Bars contain 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. Compare that to a candy bar, which usually has around 240 calories, 30 grams of sugar, and dozens of net carbs. Mint brownie, coconut almond, and new for this month, white chocolate, cookies, and cream. They are all delicious, and new flavors are coming out all the time. If they think a flavor might be good, they'll make it. It will be delicious, and it will be good for you. The offer is to go to built.com, use promo code LOCKED15, and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at built.com.
Yes, sir. So, who was your player of the game tonight?
Player of the game. I'll go with Gafford, man. It's been a while since we gave Gaff some love. He had 5 fouls, almost fouled out there on us, but double career high in points with 24, 12 rebounds, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 10 for 11 from the field. Like I said, him in the pick and roll game, Timberwolves couldn't do anything with it really. It's a couple guys, man. Porzingis had a really good game. Is this the first game as a Wizard that he hasn't went to the free throw line? He shot 0 free throws tonight.
Yeah.
And that's rare to see from him. But I'll go with Gaff, man. I love talking about guys that we haven't spoke about in a while. And Gafford's, I'll give it to him, man. Definitely player of the game. X Factor, I'll go with X Factor. I'll go with Deni. Give me Deni. like I said, just to give some more praise on him, just the all around performance from him, the 5 assists, the 8 rebounds, the 17 points, showing some energy out there, showing some, a little trash talk. Like to see, we know he's not the most vocal guy, but I like to see some, some noise out of him from time to time. So I'll go with him as the X factor for tonight. I know it's so many different options, which is a really good thing. I could have easily went with Ish.
Right. Yeah. First we had Deni throwing up the clamps. Now we got him doing the two small things. So I love to see it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Gaff too. We haven't given Gaff a lot of love. He hasn't had the season that I thought he was going to have, especially building off what he did last year. He just really needed a point guard to really help him, get easy buckets, dunks, lobs, and he's starting to get better. As the point guard play gets better, he gets better. So the pick and roll was just rolling tonight for him. Not only that, but just defensively, 12 boards as well. So he was playing really well. So he's my player of the game, just finishing around the rim. How many blocks did he have? He only had 1 block, 5 fouls, had 3 assists. So I thought he dominated. There was a couple times where he was just so wide open around the paint, and he got the rebound. I want to say it was on Towns or Nas Reed, just went right back up and dunked it. That's what I want. It's not thinking too much. Just go up and dunk the ball. Don't bring the ball down. Just go up and dunk it. X factor for me is Ish. 14 assists. He has 0 turnovers. Like that's almost insane too, to have 14 assists and no turnovers. I thought he set the tone. The buzzer beater 3 before the end of that, before the first half. That was crazy too. So it's just had it going tonight. There was one, and he had 8 boards, so he almost had a triple double. And then there was one time where he had a fast break and nobody was open. He just pulled up and knocked it down. So it was his night tonight. So yeah, he's my X factor.
Yeah, and like I said, Ish, I could have easily went with Ish. I mean, he was terrific tonight. Very terrific. 8 rebounds and 14 assists. And then especially if you look at the rebound statistic and you see, his height, that's heart right there. It's not like he could just jump up and the ball just fall into his hands. So I love it. I love it from Ish.
Right. All right, so we're gonna get to a couple of comments here, and then we'll probably wrap it up. Uptown Dre says, "Yo, comrades, tough dub tonight. Yes, sir, dub tonight. Rebounds and assists, major keys. Yes, sir."
Mm-hmm.
Ronan Zeman says, "With more minutes, Avdija may reach a triple double for the first time."
It's possible. It's definitely possible. He played 36 minutes tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Needed 5 more assists, 2 rebounds.
Yeah, all the young guys played a lot of minutes tonight. That's what we've been begging for. They earned their minutes tonight too. Rui played 37 minutes. That's a rarity. He's usually capped at like 25, 30 minutes. Kisper played 31 minutes, and Diddy played 36. Gaff 31, Ish 30. Anthony Gill didn't play tonight. Thomas Bryant didn't play tonight, and Neto didn't play tonight. All right, we got somebody from Israel. Don't have Google Translate at the moment, but thank you for watching from Israel. Van Gogh says Porzingis is fitting in nicely with the Wizards.
Definitely. It's been a beast.
Yeah, Rona Zima says Deni had 2 blocks. Yep, huge block on Karl Anthony Towns. Has Unseld been a head coach on any level?
Nope. This is his first head coaching job.
Yep, rookie head coach. The team starts with 3 very young players. Not a big deal not making the playoffs. Even if they would have made it to the playoffs, they need to grow much to make it past the first round.
Yeah, I mean, I would say right now with Bill being out and then the Dinwiddie thing blowing up, yeah, it's realistic to be like, yeah, they weren't making the playoffs, but like when the season started, I was expecting this team to be a playoff team, at least.
Yeah, at least the plan. They did hit the 30. They hit the over under, and Vegas was 34.5. Now they are 35 and 44. We're gonna look at the lottery real quick as well. They are
11th, I believe. They're tied with the Knicks as far as record. 35 and 44. Pelicans are 34 and 44. They are currently up on the Kings in the third quarter. And then you have the Spurs at 34 and 45. And then the Lakers are comfortably at 8 right now, even though they're behind by 2 to the Suns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually counted up there at 12. They're 12th. And the Wizards do play the Knicks on Friday at 8 o'clock. The game was going to be on NBA TV, but they actually bounced it from NBA TV. That game is a lottery game.
Mhm.
And knowing how the Wizards play, they probably will win that game and probably stay at 12. So that's my prediction for that game.
Yeah. I don't know what you're gonna get. You may get tonight against the Timberwolves. You may get the Boston Celtics game. I have no idea what you're gonna get.
Right. All right. LG's Brickhouse says they're truly finding their identity. All they need now is a pick and a great point guard. I would keep Ish Smith and get rid of Neto.
Yeah, I think the point guard stuff, we spoke about it with Brendan and Damo, like Sadaransky and Ish, that combo has been cool. Low usage starting point guard so other guys can get more involved with the offense. It could work, but if you can find a DeJounte Murray, if he's available, even though I doubt it, that's like 1%, less than 1%,
Mm-hmm.
go for it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. I see some people talking about Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, they sat him down and just getting some rest. I'm excited to see him come back next year too. I'm excited to see what they can do. Bradley Beal coming back. Of course, the minutes will be tougher for the young guys to get in there. They're not, we'll see if Rui gets 37 minutes and Deni gets 31 and Corey Kispers gets 31 minutes. It's going to be tough. So that's the thing. We'll see what they do with this roster. Like the last comment said, they need a point. They do need another. They could definitely use another point guard for sure. Sato and Ish are solid backup point guards, solid rotational point guards who are doing a fine job right now. But I do think they definitely could add another point guard. And we'll see what they do with the pick. It probably will be the 11th. I don't see. Hopefully, we get lucky in the lottery. We'll see. But just knowing the Wizards, it'll probably be the 9th pick or the 10th, 11th, 12th pick.
Yeah, most likely.
Yep. All right. It's probably the last one. The Black Line said we should have been playing the big lineup 20 plus games ago.
Yeah, a lot of things should have happened about 20 games ago, man. I agree with you, but what can you do, man? What can you do?
Right. Yep. Growing pains for West, man. Learning a lot. But we'll take this Wizards dub. Don't really. I won't care about a lot of guys tonight just because the young guys played well. So I'm fine with that. But we want to thank you guys for listening. Now check out. Make your second listen Locked On NBA. Locked On experts covering the biggest stories around the NBA every Monday through Friday in less than 30 minutes. It's free and available wherever you get podcasts. All right, y'all. We'll do a quick dub for the one time. Hail to the Wizards. Peace.